Susan Powell, the camping trip gettin'. Where you headed? All right, that's about 15 minutes. Hey, I gotta warn you about this one. This case. It's rough. Susan Powell. Utah. 2009. 28 years old. Married. 2 little boys. December 6, 2009. Sunday night. She goes to bed. Around midnight. Her husband, Josh, he wakes up the kids. Both of them, 2 years old and 4 years old. He says they're going camping. In December. In Utah. In the middle of the night. In a snowstorm. He loads them in the van. Drives out to the desert. He comes back the next afternoon. Alone. Without Susan. He says she was home when he left. Police don't believe him. Susan's body was never found. Josh was never charged. But 3 years later, he killed himself and the boys. This case, it's dark. Let me tell you what we know. The drive begins. Susan Powell, born 1981, from Washington State. She met Josh Powell in college. They got married young, moved to Utah, West Valley City, suburb of Salt Lake. They had 2 boys, Charlie and Braden. From the outside, normal family. But inside, things were bad. Susan kept journals, wrote everything down. She wrote about Josh, how controlling he was, how paranoid. She wrote that she was afraid of him. She even wrote, "If I die, it wasn't an accident, and Josh did it." December 2009. Susan disappeared, and everything she wrote came true. The timeline. December 6, 2009 is Sunday. Susan and Josh are home with the boys. Charlie, 4. Braden, 2. It's a normal day. Susan makes pancakes. The family goes to church. Comes home. That evening, Susan puts the boys to bed. Around 8 p.m., her phone records show. She's texting friends, making plans for the next day. Monday morning, she's supposed to go to work. She's a stockbroker, financial analyst. She never misses work. Last activity on her phone, 10:30 p.m. Sunday night. Then nothing. Monday morning, December 7th. Susan doesn't show up for work. Her co-workers try calling. No answer. They call her house. No answer. They're worried. Susan never misses work, especially without calling. Around noon, her boss calls the police. "One of our employees didn't show up. We can't reach her. Can you do a welfare check?" West Valley City Police go to the house. They knock. No answer. They try the door locked. They walk around the house, looking in windows. The house looks empty, but the cars are there. Both of them. Josh's van, Susan's car. So where is everyone? Around 5 p.m., Josh shows up with the boys. Police are waiting. "Where have you been?" Josh says, "Camping." Police are like, "What, camping? In December? It's freezing. There's a snowstorm." Josh says, "Yeah, we left last night. Around midnight. Just got back." Police ask, "Where's Susan?" Josh says, "She's not here." He acts surprised. "She was home when I left sleeping." Police ask, "You took your kids camping at midnight in a snowstorm and left your wife home alone?" Josh says, "Yeah. She was tired. She stayed home." Police don't buy it. They ask to search the house. Josh lets them. They go inside. The house is clean. Too clean. The fans are running. All of them. In every room. In December, there's a wet spot on the living room carpet, like someone shampooed it. Recently. Josh says, "Oh, one of the kids spilled juice." Police find Susan's purse, her phone. Her ID, all at the house, but no Susan. They ask Josh again, "Where did you go camping?" Josh says, "West Desert, out past Simpson Springs." That's like 100 miles away, in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the night, with your 2 little kids. Josh says, "Yeah, they wanted to go. The kids are 2 and 4 years old." The investigation. Police start investigating. They interview Josh multiple times. His story keeps changing. First he says, We left at midnight. Then, actually, maybe it was 12:30. Then, maybe 1 a.m. They ask, "What did you do out there? In the desert?" Josh says, "We were looking for crystals. Godes. In the dark. In a snowstorm. With 2 toddlers. Police search his van. They find a gas can. Empty. A shovel. Wet towels. And in the back, Susan's wedding ring. Josh can't explain why it's there. Police search the house more thoroughly. They find Susan's journal's entries. She wrote about Josh, how he wouldn't let her have friends, wouldn't let her see her family, controlled all the money. She wrote about Josh's father, Stephen Powell. He lived with them for a while. Susan wrote that Stephen was obsessed with her, took pictures of her. Secretly, made her uncomfortable. She was afraid. In her own house. Police interview Stephen Powell. He's strange. He has a room in his house in Washington, full of photos of Susan, hundreds of them, some taken without her knowledge, through windows, while she was changing. It's disturbing. Police search the desert, where Josh said he went camping, Simpson Springs, West Desert. They find evidence of a fire, burned material. Some of it looks like fabric. Could be camping gear, could be something else. They search for weeks. Months, looking for Susan, or her body. They bring in cadaver dogs, ground penetrating radar, helicopters. Nothing. No trace of Susan. Josh, he's not cooperating. He lawyers up, refuses to talk. He moves to Washington to live with his dad, Stephen. Takes the boys with him. Susan's family, they're devastated. They know Josh did something, but police, they don't have enough evidence to charge him. No body, no murder weapon, no witnesses. Just suspicion and a missing woman. The detail that doesn't fit. Here's what doesn't make sense. Josh's story, the camping trip. Nobody goes camping at midnight in December. In Utah, with 2 toddlers, in a snowstorm. It's not just weird, it's impossible. The boys, later, when they were older, they told people things. They said, "Mommy was in the trunk." Little kids, 4 and 6 years old, saying this. "Mommy was in the trunk. Daddy took her camping. She didn't come back." And Josh, his behavior after, he didn't look for Susan, didn't help search, didn't make any appeals. He just left, moved to Washington. Started a blog, defending himself, blaming Susan's family, and his father, Stephen. Police found more in his house. Videos of young girls, inappropriate. He was arrested, charged. Voyeurism, child pornography, convicted, sent to prison. And the boys, social services, they were removed from Josh's custody because of Stephen, the unsafe environment. Josh was furious. He was fighting. In court to get the boys back. He was losing. February 5, 2012. The boys were supposed to visit Josh. Supervised visit. A social worker brought them to Josh's house in Washington. She walked them to the door. Josh opened it, let the boys in, then slammed the door in the social worker's face. She heard locks. Click. She knocked. Josh opened the door. No answer. She smelled something. Gasoline. She called 911. "Something's wrong. He locked me out. I smell gas." Police were dispatched. Before they arrived, the house exploded. Josh had set it on fire, with the boys inside. All 3 of them died. Theories. There's no theory here. Everyone knows what happened. Josh killed Susan. December 6, 2009. That night, maybe they fought. Maybe it was planned. He killed her. He woke up the boys, put them in the van, put Susan's body in the van too, drove to the desert, disposed of her body, burned evidence, came home, cleaned the house, acted surprised when police showed up. That's what happened. But police couldn't prove it, so he was never charged. And when it looked like he might lose the boys permanently, when the walls were closing in, He killed them, and himself, to punish Susan's family, to punish everyone. That's what people believe. And I believe it too. The dead end after the explosion. Susan's family. They were destroyed. Not only had Josh killed Susan, he killed the boys. Their grandsons, Charlie and Braden, 7 and 5 years old, gone. Susan's father gave a statement. Josh Powell was a monster. The system failed. My daughter and my grandsons are dead because of him. And he was right. The system did fail. Josh should never have had custody. The boys should have been protected. But they weren't. Stephen Powell, Josh's father, he died in prison. Never admitted anything about Susan, about what Josh did. Susan's body still hasn't been found. Police believe she's somewhere in the West Desert, buried or burned. They've searched multiple times over the years. In 2013, in 2015, in 2019, using new technology. New tips, nothing. Hundreds of square miles of desert. She could be anywhere. Susan's family, they hold vigils every year on December 6th, the day she disappeared. They've created foundations to help domestic violence victims, to change laws. Charlie and Braden's law, named after the boys. It makes it harder for abusive parents to get custody. It saved lives, but it couldn't save theirs. Where IT stands today, 17 years since Susan disappeared. Her case is still open, technically, but everyone knows Josh did it. The only question is, where is she? West Valley City Police. They still get tips. People claiming to know where Susan is buried. Every tip is investigated. So far, nothing. The house in Utah, where Susan lived, where she disappeared from. Different family lives there now. They know the history. The house in Washington, where Josh killed himself and the boys. It was torn down. Nothing there now. Just an empty lot. Susan's family. They still hope that one day, someone will find her, bring her home, so they can bury her properly, give her peace. If you have any information about where Susan Powell's remains might be, West Valley City Police, 801-840-4000. The final, lingering question. Here's your stop. I told you this one was rough. Susan Powell knew. She wrote it down. If I die, it wasn't an accident. She knew. And no one could save her, or those boys. Where is Susan Powell? If you know where she is, her family deserves to bring her home. I'll keep driving.